Good evening, ACK pinners and physios. Just a quick review of Dr. Rhoda Allison's slides that she showed us on Wednesday evening. There were a few remarks that some of the slides showed up a little bit on the small side, so I apologise for that. It was the first time we'd ever tried that technology. It wasn't completely perfect, but we had over 200 people join us, which is great, and I hope there weren't too many disappointed, because there were still 195 of you left at the very end and doing the questions. So that lecture is still going to be available on this channel if you want to review it, and in combination with the next little part, which is just a slideshow or video of all the slides that she ran past us. So here we go. Shan't take too much time over this, because you can stop and start the video as you like and read over the slides, study them, make notes, and go for further reading if you wish. So let's bring up the slides there. So this is just the introductory one with the title, so don't need to hang on with that very much. A little bit of history and what people were writing about 3,500 years ago, about stroke in particular, and I hope that we are doing a little bit better in another 3,500 years when it comes to treating stroke. Many of you know it's a long and sometimes painful process. Let's hope things improve. So next slide was just again more introduction on what Rhoda was going to talk about. You can read through that there, and not just on the use of it and how it works, but she did tell us there's going to be a little bit about the process if you are interested in adding Botox to your own practice. So then there was a discussion and explanation about the different types of botulinum toxin, a review of the physiology about how nerve impulses are transmitted, and then a little bit of general explanation about how it works. There's a chart showing an illustration of how it works clinically and some of the factors affecting. Then, as you would expect from Dr. Allison, lots of really informed background detail about the effects and the studies that have been done on its efficacy. So this was focused on the spasticity, effect of spasticity in children, and then more about the impact on range of movement, and then again a slightly different view of it, but the impact on function, which of course is tremendously important. Then some more information about function in the arm, passive function or passive movement, and the effects there, and a summary of that, which is up there for all to read. Definite improvements with passive movement, doesn't autocontracture, and perhaps some improvements in function where there's activity. Of course, it's always worth covering what risks and adverse effects might be, and a chart which is there to help us to put use of botulinum toxin into perspective. You'll see, of course, many of the other treatments that you'll be familiar with there, oral agents, intrathecal treatment, etc. More on assessment. We're all of us out here outside of her service want to know who's most likely to benefit, and we want to send her the right people. A reminder, of course, that it's good to be very particular about what you're going to try and do to help somebody, and of course any goal wants to be very specific to the individual, so reminders about that. And she talked about some people that she'd worked with, one who wanted to get to sleep better, and the other who'd perhaps got a very different type of goal, wanting to be able to play golf. Further review on the different components of treatment, and then some photos of some people who have been into Dr. Allison's clinic, and some specifics were talked about there. They're in the lecture, so do go and look in there. More about referring people and aftercare. What are the things to be doing to follow up, and who might do it. Of course, we always want to know that our treatments are as effective as possible, so a little bit about outcome measures. And then you can see down the list there's really answers to the following questions: what the patient expectation is, the goal, choice of product and dose, and it's related to the example on the right. Again, a patient who attended Dr. Allison's clinic, who had a very particular combination of problems with spasticity, slightly illustrated there by the unusual posture of this. It looks like it might be a lady's left hand, and then a little bit of a summary about the path if you want to add injection of Botox into your practice, and a reminder that there are resources available, this one particularly downloadable from the Royal College of Physicians website. If you're interested in learning how to inject, this isn't a bad place to start. That's all from me this evening. I'm Andy MacKellar at Ships Physio. We help to try and get things going with the ACPIN group in the southwest. COVID-19 has been a difficult time, and it will help us going forwards if we get some fresh people interested in helping set up events in the future. We've got a few people in the pipeline. Circumstances do change. Do get in touch.